As a result, our country is infamous for having some of the largest informal settlements that number in excess of 1,140 slums. I don't want us to postpone this agenda anymore, and thus I am asking Kenyans to make the choice by saving into the housing fund so that 60 years from now, we can also have a similar success story to tell. We have invited Singaporeans' private sector to consider investment opportunities in our transport and logistics sectors. We've also explored the potential of Singapore becoming a gateway for Kenya's agricultural products to the ASEAN region. The Prime Minister and I share the view that climate change represents the greatest existential threat to the survival of mankind, and collective and cooperative action by all governments is of utmost importance. It is for this reason that I shared the objectives of the forthcoming Africa Climate Summit, which Kenya will host in September this year. The summit will cohere a common African position for COP28, including an articulation of climate finance and climate investment solutions for climate change action. This will propel the continent from a passive victim to an active participant in climate change solutions. Prime Minister Long has expressed his support for us having concurrent positions on matters climate change, because they, as well as us, face the same threat in equal measure. On this urgent issue of climate change, our ministers have signed an MOU on carbon credit collaboration, which provides a framework for the trading of carbon credits between our two countries in line with the stipulation of the Paris Agreement. The agreement also provides for the exchange of information, knowledge, best practices, and capacity building on carbon credits, plus collaboration on projects which will reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Prime Minister Long and I also agreed on the urgent need to reform both the global peace and security infrastructure as well as the multilateral financial architecture to ensure that these institutions are equitable, fair, and fit for purpose in responding to multifaceted global challenges. Kenya and Singapore will continue to work closely on areas of mutual interest, and we have shared with His Excellency Prime Minister Kenya's contribution to regional peace initiatives. Additionally, I shared Kenya's position on the need to reform the UN Security Council to make it much more inclusive and reflective of the current global order and dynamics. It is important for like-minded countries like Kenya and Singapore to support common positions. On the status of the UN office in Nairobi, Prime Minister Long and I agreed that the renovation and expansion of facilities to match other UN offices globally is a welcome development. The upgraded facility will accommodate at least 9,000 conference delegates at any meeting, and Singapore will work with us, especially in the upcoming UN Assembly, where discussions on these facilities' improvement will be held at the UN in New York. In conclusion, Prime Minister Long and I committed to having an annual high-level meeting consultation on our collaboration in financial services and ICT sectors. The financial sectors will focus on climate financing, while ICT will center on digitization of the economy, including raising the capacity of micro, small, and medium enterprises to make them much more efficient and incorporate them into the formal economy. These core areas form the basis of our strategic partnership for the benefit of the people of Singapore and the people of Kenya. Your Excellency, once again, on behalf of the people of Kenya,